something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
Okay, so welcome back everybody. After a bit of an extended break, I apologise about that. I'll talk about that in a minute. To, of course, the Sauber career mode. So we have our fuel efficiency upgrades 1 and 2. Not a major upgrade, but it needs to be done. It will allow us some greater gains in that department later down the line. So that has moved us a bit further clear, I think, of Toro Rosso and Renault. We're definitely a good step ahead of Toro Rosso, whereas we were just ahead of them before. That top of the midfield, McLaren and Force India, are still a little bit too far away. But with some major upgrades, we should get ourselves into the realm of the next 4 teams, which is Williams, Red Bull, McLaren, Honda and Force India. And then we're really going to be able to regularly fight for points, I hope. So yes, we are in Monza, Italy. Tifosi are expectant. We have a Ferrari engine, but I don't think there's quite as much expectation on our shoulders. Obviously a very high speed track. A track we fuel efficiency could be useful for, actually. Means we can run at a higher fuel mode for longer. But yes, just a quick word. It's the thing with this, with Formula 1, well, with the career mode, is from start to finish it can take me up to 6 hours to get it recorded, edited and uploaded. And that's a big chunk of my day. There's been a lot of other stuff I've been trying to get up on the channel. A lot of stuff, real life stuff, you know, that you have to do. Because this isn't my job. This is just a tiny little hobby on the side. But I'm hoping to keep this at least once a week. I'm trying to get back up to 2 a week. Would be good. But we are back right now in Italy. But let's go straight into practice to get those crucial resource development points and see how the car's feeling around Monza. There we go, purple on the last lap. I have found it reversed the last few races, where actually the track acclimatization has become the more difficult one somehow. Just concentrating on hitting the markers this time round, and eventually we got there. So that's good. In terms of how the car's feeling initially, very slippy. I mean, it's practice 1, so we'll see, and we're on the medium tyres, so we'll see if the track rubbers up and we get a bit more grip. It's the softs and the super softs available as well this weekend. But yeah, obviously with maximum top speed as the preset, we're going to find it slippery in the corners. It's going to give us a big advantage. Down the straights, of course, and I'm sure we're going to be needing to do some overtaking. So we'll get back to the pits, go out and do the tyre acclimatisation. We'll do the tyre management run and see how we get on. Okay, so it's purple. One dodgy lap on the 5th one, which was a red. Didn't quite get the time, we mucked up turn 1. That corner is going to be so important this weekend, especially in qualifying. There's so much time to be lost there, but you've got to be aggressive, but it's so easy to overshoot because you're at full throttle for so long that finding that braking point exactly right without losing time or overshooting is very difficult. So we're going to have to hone that. Other than that, the car feels good. It feels a bit slippery, but you can hold it quite well. This objective is getting easier and easier, I've got to say. You've just got to, drive at 95%. I don't think I was so short of the time I needed to get the first few races that it became very difficult to drive at 95%. So I was having to drive at 100 just to try and get the time, let alone time management. Now, I don't know if it's the time not adjusting quite quick enough to the car development, that we now have to get slower times with a quicker car. I don't know. But it's certainly a lot easier now than it was. So that's purple. We'll go on to the qualifying pace run then and see what this car's really got in it. That's the one I'm a little bit worried about this weekend, but we'll soon find out. Well, there we go. Purple first time out then. It's a familiar sight, really. Does mean that we're gonna get through every objective in practice 1, which is nice. So just got to go through the motions and finish these last 2 laps. It is so annoying that you have to do this. Surely you've got the time, you can just go back to the pits now, but no, they want you to do 2 runs, so 3 runs in. So let's get back to the pits after this, and we'll take a look at all those lovely points coming in. Right, so that's maximum resource points from that session then. 216 brings us up to 358. As always, we shall probably wait till after qualifying to see what we can upgrade, if anything. Overall, car's feeling good. Hoping we can just about break into that top 10 in qualifying again. But let's get straight into it and see if that is the case.
Hey, looks like you've got a bit of rivalry going on out there. This is good. Gets people talking.
Again, that's a weather map.
Okay?
That's definitely a weather map she just showed me. Okay, so Carlos Sainz is going to be our new rival for the next part of the season. He's 13th in the Drivers' Championship, so I think he's 1 place behind us. I'm pretty happy with him, actually. Perez was a difficult nut to crack. It took 2 attempts to do so, purely because that Force India is a lot quicker than our car. The Toro Rosso we are slightly quicker than, and probably the closest car on performance, so hopefully we should have a good fight with him, but as always, let's hope we come out on top. So, let's get straight to qualifying. Okay, heading out for qualifying 1 then. We should hopefully get pretty comfortably through this. Hey, sorry, Fernando. Get through these. Wow, the turning circle. This is pretty bad, isn't it? We should hopefully get comfortably through. We'll do what we've been doing the last few races, which is 1 run on the super soft tyres. That leaves us 1 set of the super softs for Q2 for our single run. And then if we somehow make it into Q3, which is sort of becoming an aim more than a hope the last few races, I'm pretty confident we can get in there. And then we'll get an extra set of super softs for that. Much cooler track, no sun today in Monza on this Saturday afternoon. Very overcast. So we'll see how the tyres work. I don't think it's going to help our low grip situation from having a high top speed much, but we shall see. So let's get going on our first flying lap of qualifying. Lap number 1 looks good, actually. I was going to go again, but I think we're in between Hulkenberg and Alonso. It's the Force Indias and the McLarens. That's a little bit above where we should be. So that's good. Let's get back to the garage and see how that holds up for the rest of the session. So yep, we're comfortably through in P10. An early look sees that we're fighting with those cars just ahead of us. Perez is quite a bit quicker. He's put in a blistering lap time there. We're pretty close to Hulkenberg and the two McLarens. And Felipe Nasr actually improved, and he's comfortably through as well, which is good news for the team. Daniel Ricciardo, just about through on the soft tyres. He was cutting it fine there. No major shocks, apart from maybe Carlos Sainz, our new rival. Is out in 21st, but both the Toro Rossos really struggling here. But then of course they do have the year-old Ferrari engine, which maybe they're struggling with here. So let's get straight on to Q2. Again, just the one run on the Super Softs, and hopefully we'll be comfortably through then. Probably not. I think this is going to be a big fight next session. We'll just do the one lap, one run, because if we do somehow sneak it through, like we've accidentally done a few times this year through to Q3, then we start on tyres that are not well past their best. So we'll probably just do the one lap, see where that leaves us, and go with that really. So I'll see you in there. Oh, it's P5 currently. It's a 23.4. We go about 3 tenths quicker than we did in Q1. I don't know where that's going to shake us out. We're ahead of a Force India and behind a Williams. So that would suggest somewhere in the fringes of getting through to Q3. As I say, I don't want to put extra wet. Let's see, just almost 10%, just one lap. Doubling that for another lap will probably not be worth it, so let's just get back to the pits, and I think we'll just have to say that's the best we're going to do and hope it's good enough for Q3. So that time does get us comfortably through to Q3. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit surprised by the margin. Obviously we've got Bottas down there trying to get through on the softs. He really should have got through and might have been quicker than us, but we're right there with the Force Indias and the McLarens really. So yeah, it's a good qualifying result. I'm happy with that. Felipe Nasr is 1.2 seconds behind us. This question of difficulty comes up again. I may well try that master difficulty. I just, doing it mid-season seems weird. I think maybe I should think about it for the end of the season. But then again, I really don't think this car should be getting podiums. And I think at this rate, there's a real good chance we might get another one before the end of the season. Germany was really unique circumstances. I I've got a feeling we're getting closer and closer to getting one in not unique circumstances. But look, this weekend we'll hold it, as always. If people do think that I should turn up the difficulty, leave that in the description. There is a new description in the comments. I'll leave it in the description now. But I think there is definitely a need maybe to do that. Anyway, let's get on to Q3, where we get a brand spanking new set of Super Softs, and we'll see what we can get out of the car and find out where we're going to be starting for the Italian Grand Prix. It is P10, it's a lot slower than we went before, so we'll go again. Oh, we've mucked that up. It's going to be P10 then. We haven't got any tyres left after this. These are going to be done. We haven't got enough fuel anyway. Oh, that's a big disappointment. Okay, so it's a very disappointing Q3. Our Q2 time is 23.3. And you can see that group of cars there, Hulkenberg, Rosberg and Perez on a 23.3. If we'd matched it, we could have been as high as 6th potentially. Just went too cautious on that one. Mucked up lap 2. Only one set of tyres. Wasn't really much else I could do about that, unfortunately. P10 still a good result though. Top 10 is what I feel we should be hitting regularly now, where the car's at, so we can have a good race from there. So let's get going and see how many points that gains us. So it's 106 to the total, leaves us with 506. Our initial rivalry I think is going to be heavily in our favour against Carlos Sainz. So I think he was down in 21st. Yep, so 7-1. It's going to lift us back up towards... I don't understand this drive position thing. We've been looking to get promoted for a good deal of the season, and it hasn't happened for whatever reason. Obviously you've got to do it consistently enough. Anyway, research and development. There are a few little upgrades available. I think this is going to be a race that we save them. There are some big updates on the cards. Most notably the chassis weight, the engine power and the downforce. So it'd be good to get a nice big upgrade next time out. So we're going to have to suffer next time out without any upgrades, but our car should still hopefully be around where it is now. And then we can get a nice big upgrade next time out. So let's get straight into the race then.
It's race day here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Räikkönen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. With top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, few places can hope to touch Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in Formula One. Hard braking zones going into 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, well, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some close action. It's a very tight turn 1 here and a very big braking zone. It's a corner, Anthony Davidson, where we've seen a number of lap 1 incidents in the past.
As you say, it's a very small piece of track when you have more than just one car trying to go through it. The actual run down towards the chicane is quite wide, so at the start we'll often see drivers running 2 or maybe 3 abreast as they come up towards the braking zone. Everyone wants to brake late, of course, to win track position, and that tends to be where we see a lot of contact. You'll see the more experienced drivers hang hang back a little into here and focus more on picking up the pieces from other people's incidents.
You can run side by side into the Rettifilio, but don't brake too late on these cold tyres or you will hit someone.
So welcome along then, ladies and gentlemen, to the Italian Grand Prix. An Italian Grand Prix that, at least for the start, will have a very happy Italian crowd, with those two Ferraris locking out the front row, Vettel from Raikkonen. So that should make it pretty interesting today. As for ourselves, well, we've moved up to P9. Obviously someone's had a penalty somewhere along the line. Not entirely sure who. But let's just, first off then, get straight into the race strategy. Wow. I didn't think I was going to be faced with those two strategies. Very high number of pit stops. I seem to have been under the impression that Monza was relatively low tyre wear, but that's not what they're telling me. But as always, we start on the same tyre no matter what, so it doesn't really matter about picking a strategy yet. It's about adapting to what's going on during the race. But I shall keep those very heavily in mind. Looks like no matter what tyre you're on today, it's not going to do many laps. Even the medium predicted to do a 12 lap stint. So there's certainly a lot of opportunity to get it right on strategy and a lot of opportunity to get it wrong today. So, as always, we'll keep on that strategy and then we can decide as the race goes on what is going to be best for us. Okay, here we go then. Getting ready for the formation lap. Not the best practice start there. Obviously turn 1 and 2 then is going to be the big thing here. We're right in the middle of the pack. There's a lot of quick cars around us. It's going to be more about damage limitation than gaining positions, I think, into turn 1 and 2. And then you normally have a lot of cars going slow out of 2 down to 3. So that's where we can probably make some headway if we can. It's going to be a very interesting race. Bottas behind us on the medium tyres. Interesting decision from the Williams. Obviously he's found himself in the top 10 due to whoever got the penalty. And he had free choice of tyres. Ahead of us, as expected, they're all on the super softs. So they're going to be the people we're fighting. And if we're lucky, maybe Bottas will create a roadblock behind us to give us some breathing space. In terms of targets, I think points is going to have to be just the general aim. Where our car is, there are probably 5 teams quicker than us in normal conditions, which leaves us just on the fringes of the points. But we're not too far away, and in race trim we seem to be a match for pretty much anybody in the midfield, so let's just hope we get a better start than Spa. At least maintain position, if not gain a couple, and have a good race from here. Always so nerve-wracking on a race start, especially with this damage model this year, and the formation lap just adds to that. Here we go then for the Italian Grand Prix of Season 1. It's lights out. Away we go. It's a pretty average start. Bottas alongside us. We don't want to be behind that Williams on those medium tyres. He is beating us on the drag. We need to be careful here into turn 1. Bottas moving across. Let's be watchful. Let's be careful. Just follow them all through. There was no need to risk anything there. Lost the position to Bottas. We need to get that back. We're through turn 1 cleanly. Now we can attack. On the inside of Force India, having a look at Ricciardo. Oh, a little touch. And I think our little touch has hit Hulkenberg. Sorry, Nico, but it's every man for himself on that one. It's like an almighty scruffle for the lead, like a six-way battle. See if we can get in on this while we can. See, those two Ferraris started at the front of the grid, and it's Raikkonen that leads us across then on lap 1. Gaining on Ricciardo. Rosberg and Perez going wheel to wheel. Oh, Bottas just gone straight into the back of us. Cheers for that, Valtteri. Perez has got past Massa, so it's Perez, Massa and Rosberg and Ricciardo in front of us. Gotta be careful here, we've got to run on Ricciardo maybe. Switch to the inside. A little bit later on the brakes, shut him out. He's got no choice but to concede that position, and we're up into 7th. Pretty close with each other. Backs off a little bit too much there because I thought there was going to be trouble. That's put Ricciardo straight back on our tail. That Renault engine definitely struggling down the straights. Rosberg gets past Perez. We're going to have a look up the inside of him as well. Much better drive out of there. And we're through. We're also gaining on Rosberg. Good grief. Why are we so quick down the straights? Oh, don't even think about it, Sergio. No. Your job's been done, I'm afraid, fella. DRS on Massa. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there. We'll take that position. Thank you very much, Felipe. Okay, we're coming in. Just about judged that. Massa is right behind us. I don't know that I have much trust in my Sauber pit crew. They've been pretty poor this season. Yep, they've all gone past us. Good job, Sauber. 4.1 seconds. My nan could do it quicker than that. On our own. Okay. Whoa! Jesus, Perez. What on earth was he doing there? Sergio's lost it. How did he have that much pace out of the pits? We're lucky we haven't got any rear end damage there. He's currently holding up Ricciardo, though. We're going to go around the outside of the both of them. Sergio is... He's... Okay. Okay, Sergio, I get it. No one is doing anything to you today. Wow. Okay. VSC is out. There we go. Virtual safety car is ending. Oh, we've gone wide here. Well, that's definitely not helped us. That's for sure. It's done a lot of damage to our tyres as well. They're almost 20% worn already. And here comes Valtteri. Oh, there's a big incident here. Vettel, Magnussen, and someone else. Ferrari crowd are not going to be happy about that. We should get DRS from Ricciardo, we do. We're going to put it in rich fuel mode, and we're straight past Daniel Ricciardo. think Bottas has followed us through as well. You can see Perez there trying to go around the outside of him. Any gap we can get on him this afternoon is going to be welcome. Oh, here comes Bottas with the DRS. He's so much quicker than us in a straight line. And with DRS, we're just going to let him go. God, this car's starting to be a handful. 36% wear already on these soft tyres. That incident with Perez really didn't help us. Oh, Verline Palmer, there's contact. We've gone into the back of Bottas. Oh, we've lost half the front wing. We're quite lucky it wasn't more. We're going to have to pit though. I already had the medium tyres selected, so that's what we're going to be going for. Looks like it's damaged Bottas as well. Just about get to the line. Palmer minus the front wing behind us as well. Well, this is definitely earlier than we wanted to pit. Bottas apparently didn't need a front wing. We certainly did. Oh, now we're having to wait for that Renault. 9.3 again. Sauber have screwed us over. This is going to be a tough race from now on. We need to make these medium tyres go as long as possible. We have so much traffic. Palmer and Kvyat, a little bump into turn 1. We need to try and get Kvyat now into this chicane. Stick to the outside. Should be easy enough. We're through. We go, gaining on Palmer. It's going to be outside. If he leaves us enough room, which he has just about. Get the braking point right. Beautiful. Don't lose any time there, basically. Next up, Roman Grosjean in the Haas on the soft tyres. Should get a good run on Grosjean now. Fuel mix to maximum. We should have DRS. This should be easy. Oh, massive overspeed already. Enable the DRS, will turn the engine back down. We don't need it. See you later, Roman. A few cars in the pits then. It's like Bottas and Perez, our old stomping mates. So looks like Ricardo, Bottas, Perez and myself are all going to stay in this same kind of group whilst we make our way back through the field. So I'm sure there's a lot of fun to be had with that developing. Right, our teammate who's been ahead of us most of the race is just ahead of us there, pitting. We're going to box this lap for some new soft tyres, and it's going to be a blast to the finish. Okay, it's going to be a brand new set super soft of soft tyres for a 7-lap stint. We're going to be out of the points, but there's every chance we can get back into it. There goes our teammate. That looks like who we're going to be chasing down first. Back out comfortably ahead of Perez, which is good news. I'll be dealing with his antics for the next 7 laps. It's all about pure pace. Oh wow, safety car. Oh, I'm going to take a risk here. Oh, you're joking. Oh no. Oh, that's unbelievable. How did I get a drop? I was easily down to the speed. Oh, that's stupid. Oh no. That was a risk I probably didn't have to take there. I don't know why I've done that. Oh, and safety car in this lap, great. Wow. Felipe Nasser off to the side of the road. Kimi Räikkönen makes Stavosi go mad as he gets Ferrari's first win here since... goodness. I don't even know the answer to that question. A long time, that's for sure. There's a small part of me that might even say the last Italian team to win it might have been Toro Rosso. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, he's made them very happy today. They've been treated with an exhilarating race as we go sailing off the road. And we crossed the line in 13th place. 16th. Why have I gone down to 16th? I'm sorry, what?
Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
It's an incredible 3rd and 4th for the McLaren team right there. It's surely going to put them out of reach in the constructors for us. But look at that. About two 300ths between the two of them over the line. Obviously battling it out for that podium all the way to the line. We're 16th. I have no idea how. I don't know what's happened there. It's not showing any penalties. Let me have a look at the... See, warning, drive through, which we took. I don't know. I'm bemused about that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, it's P16. We beat our teammate Felipe Nasser, who obviously didn't finish, unfortunately. Yeah, another race to forget. 2nd, 16th place in a row. And unlike the last one, I'm really not happy about this one. A, because I'm sure we were 13th. And B, because that little mistake at the end there quite possibly cost us a shot at some points on the final lap. But what will be will be. Que sera, sera. Let's get on and have a look at the driver's standings then. So we stay in 12th place then. Still only 2 points behind Danny Kvyat, but Button's fantastic podium and some points for Perez mean that 10th place is moving a little bit further away, but still possible. And in the constructors we stay 8th. Toro Rosso not scoring, so that's still, I think, the target ahead of us. Haas, Renault and Manor, unless some kind of miracle happens at one of those teams, we should have the beating of them. So that's going to be it from the Italian Grand Prix. A bit of a disappointment, really. There was so much promise in that race, but just one thing after another. Quite a few of those things probably were our fault. I don't think we had the cleanest race. Just getting back up to speed. It's been a while since we've done one of these. The car showed good pace though all weekend, which is the most positive thing. And I think next time out we should be able to get a good result. So I hope you join me for the next race in Singapore. That is a Grand Prix that always throws up great racing, I'm sure, and will be a great challenge. to keep it out of the barriers. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you have any comments about my driving, about how the series is going, predictions or advice, do leave that down below in the comments section. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, it means the world. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, you can always hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be great. So, from a pretty disappointing Monza Grand Prix, we're looking ahead to hopefully brighter shores in Singapore. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.
These battles have often been contained on single racetracks. Now, it's going global. The chosen chariot for this is the Red Bull 2016. Brilliant in the bends, but often hampered by its Renault engine. Lacking power on the...
Sorry? What do you mean? They make watches. Oh, okay.
Can they make up for the deficit on the straights with their Tag Heuer engine?
Sauber, a team that often I get confused as to whether they have overachieved or underachieved. A team of humble beginnings, founded by Peter Sauber in the 1970s.
This is built by Peter Sauber. Mercedes supplying the engines. The driver...
He would eventually work his way up the ladder to win back-to-back Le Mans races in 1988 and 1999 with the incredible Sauber Mercedes C9, a car that was relatively unchanged between the 2 years, such was its dominance. It was then that Peter Sauber decided to take a foray into Formula 1.